Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to African Metaphysical Center for Spiritual Healing, Body, Mind, and Spirit Development. I am your host, Kufu Amara, your metaphysical practitioner, Reiki master, Qigong instructor, and Bond practitioners, as well as mystic. Today's topic is spiritual ego, the most dangerous illusion on the path. Edgar Casey, the sleeping prophet, warned us about something more destructive than ignorance itself, the spiritual ego. It's the shadow that grows as you walk toward the light, and most never see it coming. Spiritual ego isn't about being confident in your journey. It's about using spirituality to feed the very thing you're supposed to transcend, the false self. Casey taught that true spiritual growth is measured not by what you know, but by how you love. Not by the visions you see, but the service you give. Not by how enlightened you feel, but how humble you become. So how do you recognize spiritual ego in yourself? Casey gave us some signs. Here they are. You judge others for being asleep or unawakened. If you look down on people for not being on your level, you've missed the entire point. True wisdom sees divinity in everyone, regardless of where they are. You talk more than you listen. Spiritual ego loves to teach but refuses to be taught. It collects knowledge like trophies but never applies it. Casey emphasized that knowledge without application is worse than ignorance. It becomes spiritual pride. You use your gifts to elevate yourself above others. Psychic abilities, healing powers, spiritual experiences, these aren't badges of superiority. Casey himself never claimed to be special. He saw his gift as a responsibility to serve, not a crown to wear. You're more concerned with appearing spiritual than being spiritual. The rituals, the crystals, the perfect meditation space, none of it matters if your heart isn't aligned. Casey warned that the outer practices mean nothing if the inner transformation isn't happening within you. You avoid the shadow work. Spiritual ego loves the light, but refuses to face the darkness within. It meditates on love, but won't forgive. It preaches unity, but harbors resentment. Casey taught that real growth happens when you confront what you've been avoiding. You believe you're chosen or special. The moment you think you're more spiritually advanced than others, you've fallen into the trap. Casey reminds us that we're all equal souls on different parts of the same journey. No one is above anyone else. The antidote, Casey was clear: service, humility, and love in action. Spirituality without service is just self-absorption with incense. Knowledge without compassion is just ego dressed in robes. Awakening without humility is just another dream. Casey lived what he taught. Despite his extraordinary abilities, he remained a humble man who saw himself as a channel, not a master. He knew that the greatest spiritual achievements isn't reaching enlightenment, it's becoming a better human being in the process. Check yourself constantly. The spiritual path isn't about becoming more special, it's about becoming more real, more kind, more present, more human. The spiritual ego whispers, "Look how far I've come." True spirit whispers, "Look how much further there is to go." So which voices are you listening to? I have read several books on Edgar Casey and suggest to those of you who study across disciplines to study him and some of his predictions. You may be blown away. So until next time, ashe, ashe, ashe.